Hi, Karina here, your Lucid Living coach. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm an astrologist and life coach, and I'm here to give you guys the energy report for this full moon in Aquarius. But first, I'm clearing my space. So important to do, and I have this wig on because my friend gave it to me. And I really thought it was appropriate for this video today. I am getting like a current of energy flowing through me right now. And my guess is because the sun is coming up to the very last degrees of Leo at 29 degrees. 29 degrees is pretty much conjunct Regulus at 0 degrees of Leo. And Regulus is the heart of the lion. And it's a fixed star in the sky. It's really close to the equator. So the Regulus is in the heart of the lion, and it resembles courage. This full moon is in Aquarius. So the sun is at 29 degrees conjunct Regulus in Leo, and the moon is opposing it at 29 degrees of Aquarius. So the 29 degree mark would be the third decan of Leo, which is Mars, and the third decan of Aquarius, which is Venus. So this is definitely pulling in the masculine and the feminine energies. We had the Mars and Venus conjunct in Leo this last year, just a month or two ago. And now Venus has moved into Libra, which is the sign of partnership and the scale, so balance and harmony within our partnerships. So this is pretty big also, I feel, for the twin flames. The first full moon in Aquarius happened on July 23rd. Okay, and that was at the first decan of Uranus. And there could have been some sudden shifts and changes that we weren't really prepared for. This could be emotionally and also within the collective and what we're seeing out there on the news. Now, this full moon is the second full moon in Aquarius, which is rare. There's always exceptions to the rule, but usually we get one full moon and one new moon in each zodiac sign per year. But sometimes there's exceptions to the rule where we'll have two full moons in one area of the sky, and this happens to be Aquarius. So this full moon is highlighting Aquarius. And Aquarius is about changing the world through innovative ideas and inducing social change, which we need to come together as a collective to really create change that we want to see in the world. And we also want to be the change that we want to see in the world. So, just like having more compassion and empathy for others, or if you don't believe in vaccines or masks, like allowing the other people that want to get it or mask up to not be judgmental, and vice versa. It seems as though there's a lot of people that do believe and that their bodies are saying, yes, vaccine me and mask me, that they're being a little more hostile against the people that don't feel comfortable getting a shot of poison. So we need to find a balance between ourselves and others, as well as our beliefs, because the nodal points are Sagittarius South Node and North Node Gemini. This is going to be coming to a close pretty soon. The next eclipse in November will be in Taurus, and then it will be back into Sagittarius in December. So Sagittarius is about what we believe, okay? And so this is where we're supposed to move away from, and we are wanting to move towards the Gemini which is about connecting with our connecting and learning through others by hands-on, getting out there and being seen. And I remember saying this in other videos where Sagittarius would be the one at home watching everything on the news, and then they come up with what they believe and the world around them and stuff like that. But then the thing is the news is biased and they sell you stuff that you don't need. And I mean, every commercial on the television has to do with pharmaceutical drugs. So they're pushing drugs on everyone's unconscious while they're unconsciously asleep watching TV. You're being conditioned all the time, not only with TV. I mean, I don't have a TV, I never have, but I go out in public and there's billboards and there's signs and, you know, there's so many things to try to control and condition our way of viewing the world. So with Sagittarius energy, it would be, let's say, the Buddha or Jesus in its little castle, or and looking down at the people through the eyes of television and coming up with their own judgments or perceptions of what the world might be without going out there, which would be Gemini, is like going out, like Buddha came out of his castle and he went and mingled with the normal people of the village and came to his own assumptions and ideas and learned a lot through that interaction, as well as Jesus coming out and hanging out with the prostitutes and understanding others, you know, and not judging them. And sometimes we, as humans, could watch something on TV and assume that it's true and not go out and do something. So we need to get out there and we need to experience it for ourselves. I'm huge on traveling. I've been traveling a lot and it's been really, really smooth. Just as long as you get a COVID test and your test is negative, then you could pretty much travel anywhere. I haven't tried Canada. So I got a little off track, but let's get right back into this. Aquarius is progressive and it's inventive. Aquarius is a humanitarian and it's unconventional, eccentric, and it really envisions what the future can hold. So we all have to come together as a collective in our communities and our friends groups and try to find solutions to the problems. Now, we just had a vote for either a recall on our governor, and I was actually looking at some of the runners up for the governor of California. And there was this really young guy, and he was 29 years old, and he was an Aquarius. And I took a liking to him. He had some very futuristic ideas, very Aquarian. And I've been thinking that our school systems, well, they have been needing a big change. Okay. Our school systems are old and our, everything's old, like our money. And that's why cryptocurrency is out and doing really good. And this mirrors backwards. And sorry, gotta get this situated. Yeah. So the school systems need to be changed. And I was thinking of creating schools that have predominantly strength for certain people. Like there's some people that have strength in arts and others have strength in math and science. And I feel that we need to be strengthening our gifts. And so this one guy that I think his name's Kevin and it starts with a P, and he's 29, he's an Aquarius, and he either has a moon in Scorpio or Sagittarius. He seemed more Sagittarius because he seemed very confident on what he thinks that will be best for California. And he was talking about future schools. And I was just like, wow, like this is a really, really good way to narrow it down to one. Like you have a choice at a young age whether you want to go, to high school or if you want to go to a future school, which you get to choose what you want to do when you get out. So you would actually graduate and be able to work and apply those things directly. But we all know that high school is kind of a waste of time. It's pretty much just a place to socialize, party, and just kind of do nothing. And then you're starting college at like 17, 18. And I thought that this was a really good idea. So we have a lot of things that are flowing forward with the systems being built because we need to focus on building the new world, building the system that we want in play, building how we want to be governed. We also want to build better school systems, better currency, better community. I also came up with a great idea because of the whole battle between the red and the blue is super annoying. I don't know anyone else out there, but I don't associate myself with a party. I usually will look for the candidate that I want, and then I'll register as that party. But I think that we should eliminate the whole party system, like this and that and this and that. I think that if we're going, I think the easiest way to transition is each year a Democrat is in office, and then the next year Republicans in office, and then all the other parties all work together with that person. So we're getting balance. So like the Green Party would work with whoever is the president. And I think that would be a good way just to transition into having like the round table where like all the parties just kind of work together. But I feel like we already kind of go back and forth between Republican and Democrat regardless. So it'd be a nice way to just keep the balance, and then we would be all voting for the best candidate for that particular year or that particular 4-year cycle. So if we're like, okay, the Democrat is going to be a president this cycle, so let's focus on who's the best candidate for the Democrat, and then the following year it would be a Republican, and let's see who's going to be the best candidate for a Republican for that year. I feel like we would get a better president instead of like all these votes being all over the place. Instead of a party, it's more of a candidate, like a person. That's just my thought. But there's so many, awesome visions for the future and how we want to evolve and create better systems and better leaders. Okay. I think the leaders have kind of gotten out of control in their power trips and their control tactics. So moving on. Okay. So let's see. So July 23rd was the first full moon in Aquarius, and that was in the decan of Uranus. This new moon is at a 29 degree of Aquarius in the last decan of Venus. So unexpected shifts in Venusian things. Okay, this is love, this is finances, this is wealth. These are our valuables as well. And changes also in our emotions and our feelings, maybe our feelings towards certain people in our life. And sudden shifts could be expected at this time. Now we are burning away because this is fixed fire and fixed air, just really burning things up. I mean, I'm here in California and we're having fire season. So people's houses are burning, our lovely forests are burning, and our trees. And there's so many things being burned up. On an internal, personal level, we are also burning up. We could be burning up our old maybe our old cycles or our old thought patterns or old relationships, old friendships, or we might be seeing our value more, and we're stepping forward into what we really deserve, and we're leaving behind the old patterns and stuff like that. Things are moving fast because fire moves fast and Uranus moves suddenly and fast. So don't worry. Don't worry. The things that are shifting and changing in our lives are for the better, because the moon is conjunct Jupiter. And Jupiter is the luckiest planet of our solar system. It's the expansion planet. Its zodiac would be Sagittarius, and the south node is there. There's a lot of emotional feelings actually that we're moving away from. And Jupiter really expands whatever it touches. And it's touching some of the off the wall, eccentric, I don't know what's going on kind of shit. Because, Uranus at 29 degrees is like someone that just will leave a relationship that they've been in for a very long time out of the blue for no reason, just to shake shit up. Now, Uranus is the ruler of this moon cycle, and Uranus is in Taurus right now, which is messing with our money and our valuables. Now, if you're in California, you can bet you might be a little bit worried about your assets with the summer fire season in full effect, as well as the sweeping new COVID restrictions. Uranus in Taurus also rules the new world future currency, cryptocurrency. So there will be a highlight to this game, and cryptocurrency will be showing its high value worth. Unlike the American dollar, the old world, that is losing value by the day. As you can see, the crypto markets right now are doing very well, as predicted in my last video, and will continue to look good through this Virgo season. I will get back into the crypto in my next video, as far as like what cryptos will be doing better in Virgo season. So that's exciting. I'm excited about that. Been doing really good in crypto, and I hope you guys are all too. Strike while the iron's hot, because it's going to be a little more unpredictable once December in the new 2022 comes. Now, we have this huge grand trine in the sky. We have an Earth trine. So we have Uranus and Taurus. We have Mars and Mercury in Virgo. And we have Pluto in Capricorn. Earth trines, they're very grounding energy. Okay, so anything that we've been praying or manifesting from maybe the new moon in Leo or the last full moon in Aquarius is going to start showing its abundance. Okay, because Earth grounds energy. So you want to also be very mindful of your thoughts and your vibrations at this time. It's a great time for releasing and letting go and manifesting the things that you want. This is also a very good day for sudden turns of fate, like windfalls of abundance. So take a risk. It might be beneficial at this time, but you want to make sure that you're in the confines of reality, because Neptune is affecting this full moon as well. Business ventures and ideas can become very clear. You just might want to be mindful of laziness in this area of like your daily routine, your health habits, your career, your work habits, and how you provide for yourself as far as your values, how you create a living for yourself. But we want to be very mindful of overspending. So watch your bank account and try to chill it out. Whenever you get a good idea or like an intuitive insight about ways to create more abundance in your life through either a business or a creative idea, jot them down because things are flying in and things are flying out. And it's happening pretty quick. So we don't want to miss it because Mars is conjunct Mercury, which is the communication planet. And Venus in Libra is desiring partnerships and relationships at this time. It's opposing Chiron. So it could be a little scary because we are healing certain aspects of ourselves, which has to do with how we see abundance, how we are in our relationships, what we allow into our life. Also, what we feel that we deserve as far as like money and currency. These relationships could have been inherited, okay, from our parents and grandparents. We have adopted these beliefs of wealth, abundance, and money, our relationship with money from our childhood. And we are experiencing a shift to step into our own abundance and embracing that Empress energy of receptivity and not having to work hard all your life or work hard for everything. Sometimes it's nice just to work smarter or to pray and rest and manifest and get those good ideas coming in that could potentially make you some pretty profitable income. We are healing our value within and cutting off people and things and situations that are no longer serving our higher purpose and our power. That's not respecting and seeing our values. So when the fire comes in and it burns up water, what stays is something that really wants to stay, that really cares about you. Okay. So let's just say that you're dating someone and things are going really well, and then you guys have your first argument and it's heated, and then maybe your second argument and it's heated and that fire's coming. Someone that doesn't really jive with you, or they don't like you, or they're not invested, then they're gonna bounce when the what is it, when the fire's hot or the kitchen's hot, they'll bounce. If they ain't that hungry, they ain't gonna be in the kitchen like cooking, right? But if you hungry for it and it starts getting hot in the kitchen, you're gonna finish cooking because you hungry. But if you can get fed somewhere else and you're okay with just like some cold ass nasty sandwich on the side of the road, then they're gonna bounce when the kitchen gets hot, right? So I'm gonna drink some of my juice I juice. My beet juice is so good with ginger. Ooh, the new blend. And if you're in the Crockett area, I'm delivering and making juice for people so we can stay healthy. Healthy friends and family and community is my goal. So, Venus trine to Saturn. Venus trine to Saturn. Venus in Libra, cardinal air, trine to Saturn, fixed air. What is going on here? It's a very good aspect to make long-term investments, as well as committing in relationships. So if you're single and you want to meet someone and connect with them, you might meet someone and connect with them very quickly. This person might not be someone that you would usually go for. Okay. It might not last very long because this is a very Aquarian energy that's going on. Overall, it's a really good aspect for meeting new and building new contacts friendships and relationships. You know, you might just want to date someone with pink hair or a pink wig on, and it might not be your tough cup of tea. But then she'll take off her wig, and you thought, "Whoa! I thought her hair was really pink. I thought that was her hair color. This whole time it was a wig. What? She has black hair? Audi 5000. Not what I thought." That's the kind of energy that's going on. Now, Mars and Mercury is opposite Neptune. And that's why I say this Mars opposing Neptune, you want to be careful with deception. And the things like seeing things with your rose colored glasses on. Okay. It's not a good time to like push hard, work hard, push when the energy is not there or the doors aren't open. Okay. You're going to be very frustrated and you're going to end up tiring yourself out more than you already are. So this full moon is highlighting how we create abundance in our life and how we want to create abundance in our life. Things should just flow. Okay. Flow in and out of your life naturally, as we cannot control the unexpected events that are unfolding at this time. With Mercury opposite Neptune, we're not hearing and seeing the truth of the whole situation or vibration. There is a lot of interference and noise that's disrupting the clear communication exchanges. So it's not the best time to have these more important conversations or business exchanges. It's a great time to sit back, dream, manifest, meditate, do art, watch a romance or a sci-fi movie, or moving your body, dancing or singing in your living room with your pink wig on all by yourself or with a friend. Why not? Just get creative because it's the last degree of Leo, because after this full moon, then the sun moves into Virgo. Critical Virgo. What is that? A hair out of place on my eyebrow? Oh. Yeah. So looking forward to that. We're definitely cleaning up, cleaning house, getting new stuff, out with the old, in with the new. And Virgo is going to organize everything and create everything that it is desiring. Yes. So once Leo fire burns up the shit that's no longer serving us, they're going to be out. The situations are going to be out and the things in our life is going to be out. We're making room for the new, and we're going to be able to write our list and check it twice, making sure everyone is nice. Yes. All right. So is there anything else? Oh, yes. The moon is opposite Regulus. That's the big one. I saved the best for last. Regulus is at the heart of the lion, okay, in the constellation of Leo. It's a big star, and the name in Latin for Regulus means prince or little king. And Regulus has like nature of Jupiter and Mars. So it conveys courage, nobility, and royalty. Regulus is one of the most fortunate stars in the heavens. But we may even see unexpected death in royalty, like kings, queens, princes, and leaders like presidents. It's known, but I don't know. Maybe it's for the best. Yeah, I wanted to read the inside degrees. A little bit of the inside degrees. And I'm actually going to do Leo and Aquarius at 29 degrees because I thought they were relevant. So Aquarius at 29 degrees, the sound of dripping water echoes through the great stone room. The most unusual and distinctive of inward conditions. You are held within a mode of awareness that is from another time and place altogether. You have nothing to say and nothing to do. There is no power of individual life force. Instead, you see as the ancient ones see, utter unworldliness to a point of disassociation from surface experience, a part of the mind transported by a reverie of timeless, effortless realization. Everything is clear. The subtle, most refined things are obvious. It is all a matter of perspective. And here, the perceptive is that the only thing that matters is how the inward resident echo registers and where it leads you in choiceless awareness, in communion with the gods. Okay, that was the Aquarius at 29 degrees. Now, the Leo at 29 degrees is a broken sword, consecration to a higher power, the giving over of the personal will, the marvel of root change, coming to the end of your own path, and it is just the beginning of the greater way. The heart must open. The infinite must be born inside. The destiny, necessity is there. So much karmic backlog, so many ways to be right and to be wrong. The realization in the very midst that there is nobody listening to the old tale and everybody is awaiting somebody else to come through. A profound and utter doorway into a great unknown. What has been is finished. What shall be is so very different. And what is now is a question and a prayer and a destiny that must find its redemption. Oh, that's beautiful. So I also wanted to read a little bit about the Leo Aquarius because they are so interesting. Because there's polarity around the zodiac, Leo's polarity is Aquarius. And that's why the sun is in Leo and the moon is in Aquarius, and that is a full moon. They are the same coin, but opposites. And every zodiac around the equator has an opposite, and they need each other to balance. As with any opposition, Leo and Aquarius form two halves of a larger whole. Integration of both halves bestows certain psychological powers that neither sign possesses by itself. An opposition signifies a relationship of complementary opposites, each sign being the flip side of the other. Which one is missing and the other one has? So this is being in balance with oneself. If Leo says, express yourself, and Aquarius says, expect the unexpected, then an emergent quality would be the capacity to express oneself in an unexpected ways. So that is the Leo Aquarius energy. I'm going to lower these down. And I'm going to do a card reading. I also have the dice. I did pull 3 cards last night, and they are pretty important. So I'm going to go ahead. I got a new deck. My new deck is Threads of Fate Oracle. And I got the Shadow Edition. And they have other editions, but I bought this for my birthday, which was August 12th. And I got this card already 3 times. So I'm going to speak my truth. And I'm going to read you that card. This card is asking you to tap into what needs to be brought out of you. It extends beyond speaking and into embodying. What truth of yours needs form? Your soul, heart, and body are always trying to communicate with you. Maybe you find yourself mysteriously drawn to a subject, art form, or genre. Maybe you realize that you are buying every purple thing that you see. All of these things, whether small or large, are our heart's longing. It is an ember of our truth trying to light within us. In order to nurture that flame, we must breathe life into it, embody it, speak it, embrace it. Tap into your truth in any way that you can and give it power by naming it, however you feel called to name it. That's that's awesome. Love that card. And I think this one's the Amazonite. Amazonite is, I actually have quite a few pieces of that. It's a really pretty like turquoise. It has a little bit of gold running through it, and it's really good for the throat chakra, which helps you speak your truth. Um, it's an ally for those who are working to bring their heart's truths into the physical world. Transparency, intention, communication, and clarity are all perfect descriptions of Amazonite's power. Using this stone to harmonize one's internal world with the external via the voice enables you to unite your truth with your surroundings. Call on Amazonite for the ability to connect the heart desires with expression, as well as accelerating the courage needed to bring to life your desired reality. And then Get Wild was the other card. Look at how cool these are. They're like gold. Get Wild. That's so Aquarius and Leo. Page 26. Get Wild. And this one's the Aragonite. It's my last name inside there. To connect with our wild nature is to bring ourselves into a state of balance. Having been raised in a culture that favors order, control, discipline, and obligations, respect for authority, many of us get a feeling of danger when we start to veer off the given path, which is not hard right now. This card is asking you to spend some time with the primal, intuitive aspect of yourself. What immediately comes to mind when you think of that part of you? If your wild self was a movement, what would it be? If it was a sound, what would the sound be? If it was a song, what is that song? Spend some time asking yourself what it means to you to get wild, and then make time and space for that. Aragonite helps us connect to our childhood and past lives. It serves as a powerful portal to remembering that which we have forgotten. And in this way, it gets us in touch with the natural curiosity and rawness that children possess. So much internal work is simply reclaiming what we have been conditioned to neglect within ourselves. Aragonite also holds a lot of earth energy and instills within us the reverence of our natural environment, reminding us that we are not separate from it. We are all a part of this wildness. All right. And then the last but not least, the Weaver. This is the Weaver of Fate. The Weaver. 117. The Weaver is the master of their destiny. This card is named the Threads of Fate because one of us has thousands of threads that we combine, weave the fabric of our life. We can braid, nurture, or serve any strand at a time. And in doing so, we are the weaver. This card urges you to take inventory of all the threads active within your life at this moment. What needs to happen moving forward? Which one needs to grow stronger? Which one needs to be cut? Which action can you take to tend the threads of your fate? Oh. Hmm. All right. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle and see if anything comes out of the new deck for the collective for this. Ooh, there it is. Whoa. Wow. Reclaim and shadow. Reclaim and shadow for this full moon in Aquarius. 54. Fireweed? Well, oh, it is the panther. I can see it now. See the panther? Kind of hard. You were born as a perfectly imperfect human with gifts, talents, medicine, wisdom, and knowing. Growing up in a culture that does not nurture these gifts creates misalignment with our higher truth. Reclamation can be a lifetime process as it continually awakens to ancient medicine we knew in our lifetimes and soul wisdom. While there is no rule book or map for this journey, this card calls our attention to what stirs deep inside our soul memory. We're often drawn to places, people, experiences, music that we know on a cellular level, but our logical mind may not understand why. This card asks you to follow your intuition, trust that desire, and follow it. Reclaim your knowing, your power, your medicine, and your healing. Enjoy the mystery and stories unfolding. Okay. I don't know. That was an Aquarian moment. Okay, so the panther. To see a panther live is often accompanied with a feeling of awe and how at home it appears in its body, environment, and movement. Panther has an overwhelming aura of confidence. It may be lying or sauntering, but it can spring into action in a split second. Panthers are also incredibly solitary animals, and they live, hunt, and travel alone. The work of reclamation can also be a lonely journey. It can also be one filled with doubts and questions. Panther can teach us how to reclaim our wisdom and medicine with power, grace, confidence, and an appreciation of our solitude. Yes, I've been getting a lot of solitary time in my space, being back from my vacations and travels for the last 3, 4, 5 months, first part of the year. I am like totally revamping my place and me, and I'm pretty excited about how things are coming together. So shadow is it's air card, and it is 40. This card indicates that driving deeper into your shadow at this time will be beneficial. It is through knowing our unconscious self that we find the root of our blocks, perceived limitations, and wounds. It is also how we come to know ourselves in our totality. We cannot reach our true potential without meeting our shadow and working with the parts of ourselves that we have been told to lock away or be ashamed of. This includes brilliant aspects of ourselves too, not just perceived flaws. The truth is, your shadow is the greatest gift. And this is the shadow of the bat. Can you see the bat? Oh, so pretty. Bats are experts at moving through the dark using echolocation. They are unable to see what their surroundings are, but by producing high frequency sounds and listening to the echo of objects close by, they're able to get an incredibly accurate idea of their environment. This is much like doing shadow work. We often do not understand the logic of our subconscious, and we could feel it. It can be uncomfortable, like we do not have our senses. But if we trust the process the way that bats trust their its echolocation, our shadow work comes alive in unexpected and magical ways. If you're struggling with things you cannot see in their entirety, call upon bat as an ally. Got all my bats. Love my bats. All right. Well, that is the end of the reading for these cards, but I wanted to pull some other cards and also roll my dice. So I will do the Flower of Life deck next. I'm going to get another deck of cards, another deck of cards. I think of the same maker, because they're just so beautiful. Full Moon and Aquarius for the collective. Give it 3 shuffles and then pick the top. Belief. A belief is a thought you think so many times over that you eventually hold it to be true. It is something that you have been practicing for a long time, and it always feels like the most familiar path to take. If your life is pleasing, stay with this. If your life is not pleasing, it is time to change your thoughts, thus changing your beliefs. Today, you may like to say to yourself, I am not limited by my past or future thinking. I choose my thoughts with care and mindfulness, and I regularly have new insights and discover new ways of seeing my world, and I'm willing to change and grow. It's a great time to change. The energy of Aquarius, Uranus, and Leo, and telling you, Virgo season is definitely gonna help manifest and make those things a reality, because Virgo knows how to get shit done instead of just in Leo. We're like imagining and we're being creative and we're getting downloads of the things that we desire, and then Virgo season, we're going to put in the work to make that happen a reality. Look at my new rings I got. Lyamere and amethyst when I was in Maine. All right, this is for the collective, for the full moon in Aquarius. Thinking of you, a loving thought, serendipity. Looks like a very Leo card. Number 29, that's the degree. This card is confirming that someone that you have been thinking of is also thinking of you. It may be someone who has passed away or a living friend, family member, or loved one. Our thoughts and our feelings are energy frequencies or wavelengths that transcend space and time. We all transmit and receive information through our thoughts and feelings. It makes no difference whether someone is near or far, alive or passed away. We are subconsciously in consistent communication with those we think about and love. Having heard this, you probably imagine your thoughts traveling through space and time. However, in actuality, nothing really travels anywhere. This is because energetically or spiritually, there is no separation in the first place. We are all interconnected and ultimately one, and internally held within an ocean of divine love. The great cosmic ocean of life is as vast and endless as we can imagine it to be, and at the same time, it can be smaller than the smallest particle. Ooh, which one? Divine Circuits Oracle or Alice in Wonderland? Which one? What's more Aquarius? Probably the Circus. Yeah, the Circus. Even though I want the Alice in Wonderland. I'd say the Circus is more Aquarian. All right. Full moon in Aquarius. Message for the collective. Whoa, that came out fast. Pixie Peridot. There it is. Number 36. There is an original you, and you that has always been and will always be you. No matter how much the outer forms of your body, your work, your lifestyle, your world seem to change, the original essential you is always there within, unique, precious, and just as you were created to be. Within you is an intelligence that helps you to adapt to various life circumstances and situations. You might do this consciously or unconsciously, but the point of any type of adaptation is survival. The Peridot card brings you a message. There is more meant for you in this life than merely surviving. You are actually meant to thrive. The oracle reminds you that you thrive most fully, abundantly, and deliciously when you are just you, not the version of you that others may prefer, nor the one that helps you fit into the crowd, but just you, as you have always been. Even if that doesn't seem like enough for some people, it is more than enough for you to have a life you deserve that would bring you the most peace, happiness, and love. The hell? When the oracle of the Pixie Peridot comes to you, it is time to get back to the essence of you. It might be time to go back to the things that you dreamed about in childhood, or something that really feels like it expresses the true you, but that you cast aside for some very logical and sensible reason or another. That might be a talent, a passion, or a lifestyle you are pursuing, or a deep seated need to create or express yourself through art, clothing, music, or dance. It's time to reclaim it. From little dreams and childhood fantasies, a full grown life purpose can blossom. Even if it seems fanciful, rather than practical, don't drop the ball. Give yourself a chance to be and be seen, to live and thrive as the real you. You are for you are you for good reason, not by error, oversight, or mistake. Love yourself and let yourself live, thrive, and express your original genius of you. This is such a Leo Aquarius card. So you could, let's see, you could, your affirmations for this card is I love you. I am the original me. I'm amazing, just as I was designed to be. Amen to that. And then I'm going to do the last oracle, which is, I'm going to do my animal spirit oracle. See what card comes up for this second full moon in Aquarius. Wow, cards are just coming out real nice. It's the fish. More of a Pisces card, but we're on the verge of Pisces, I guess, right? Because at 29 degrees after is 0 degrees of Pisces. So let's see what the fish has to say. Under the sea, darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Up on the shore they work all day, out in the sun they slay the way. Who are you fooling? Life is a floating under the sea. Relentless change of focus, lost in the current. The fish loves to be subsumed to life's current. Nothing pleases it more than movement, movement, and more movement. The roaring lifestyle of the fish may be exhilarating for a while, but usually leads to weariness and slippery relationships. With all the possibilities out there in the vast water, the fish becomes lost without clear goals and intentions. Spend some time with the lunar forces, dear fish, as the peace and the calm of the moon will soothe your soul. When in balance, adaptable and travels well. When out of balance, distracted, changes minds often. And to bring into balance is set a small goal and accomplish it. That's so true. Sometimes just the smallest goal will give us more confidence. So if that's making your bed in the morning, like when you wake up, make your bed. You've already accomplished your first goal of the day, and it really creates more momentum for getting a lot more done throughout your day. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice. Pluto, Aries, 8th house. Ooh, there's definitely some identity transformation and shifts going on. Something that has been hidden is coming up, as well as something in our shared resources and our finances. These has to do with other people's finances, like what they provide for us also. Huh. Whoa. Spirit and mystic star. So this is spirit, heavenly assistance from your angels and guides. And mystic star, harmony in the home and great friendships. So that's so great, because the spirit card and the mystic card is Aquarius. So there is definitely a lot of interventions coming from above for this full moon. So I brought my cards to the East Coast when I went on vacation, and they're like sticky now. They're like stick together. So you're back on the West Coast now, cards. Start working right. Gotta just had to unstick them. I also got these two rings for my thumb. They're the constellation of Leo and Aquarius. So I thought I'd wear them on my thumbs because I have no room. All right, so we got two cards that popped out already. Full moon in Aquarius for the collective. Let me get one more card. There it is. Oh, and the Ace of Wands. Fine. You can come out too. Oh, Jesus Lord. Got the Ten of Swords. Okay, there's definitely some backstabbing going on, some pain. The Three of Hearts, which is broken relationships, broken heart. The Five of Pentacles is someone's walking away from a situation that's no longer working. and the Ace of Wands reversed. All right, let's get into this. Oh my God. Okay, this card looks exactly like what it is. Painful endings, deep wounds, betrayal, loss, and crisis. So, with this being paired with the Three of Swords, which is pretty much like heartbreak, grief, hurt, emotional pain, there could be a relationship that's going to end. Like I said earlier in the video, that this kind of energy could be abrupt and sudden. It could be endings of relationships, of jobs, job contracts. Um, it could be, your house, getting burnt up in the fires. Um, this is definitely two painful cards, and I saw that in the astrology, but I didn't think it was going to be this harsh. um, there's definitely some setbacks and some loss. Um, it's a good time for purging, release, and to cry and just like move past this energy to fully step forward and just allowing yourself to experience the heartbreak and the loss, and pretty much like anything that the universe takes out of our lives, it's making room for the new. So if it's a relationship, then the universe has someone better for you. If it's a job, the universe has something better for you. Maybe it's a career or a business. Maybe you're not made to be an employee or just a number. If it's your home, then maybe it's time for you to move. So now we have the Five of Pentacles, and this is about financial loss, poverty, lack mindset, isolation, and worry. Because of these things and losses, it might be affecting your money and worrying about how you're going to get by or move forward. And just know that everything is going to be recovered at some point. Let's say if the stock market crashes, cryptocurrency might soar, and then you're going to get paid back what you had lost. But it's definitely a card that is representing some hard times financially and stuff like that, like your material possessions. But, and then this card came up. Okay, this card is new opportunity, growth, and potential. But this way is an emerging idea, lack of direction, distractions, and delays. So maybe because of these losses, we have been experiencing delays in our forward movement. Okay, so maybe we don't have the assets and the money that we need to move forward. But in time, know that this is a completion, this is an ending, it is a full moon, that the new moon in Virgo will be happening next. So between the new moon in Virgo and the full moon in Pisces, there's going to be a lot of things coming and being built. But right now, it's a time to just let go and release and go with the flow of the universe. Yes, it's hard when we lose certain people. Yes, it's hard when we lose our homes, or maybe we're being evicted, or losses of many memories. Those things are hard, but understand that it's a way of creating more character within, and we're building character, and we're feeling and learning how to be more compassionate and empathetic. And this too shall pass, because nothing ever stays the same, and that's the promise in the universe. So I'm not going to end on that set. That's for sure. So I think I will pick for my Alice in Wonderland deck because I did hear someone want this, and also I should probably get some clarity with my. Yeah, this is my other tarot deck. So I'll do some clarifiers and see if we're gonna get any double ups on anything. Okay, full moon. Okay, 3 of Cups. That's better. Ooh, 2 of Pentacles. Okay, these are looking better, guys. All right, so there's definitely some celebration going on, a lot of community, a lot of friendship. Sometimes in turn of the turn of events, more, heartbreaking things, friends come around, right? You have more room for friends. Let's say if it's a relationship, connecting with your friends more for sure. But I'm also getting the 2 of Pentacles, which is maybe from this financial loss that we experienced, or this loss that was heartbreaking, is maybe we're wavering a couple options, and maybe we can't make up our mind and can't make up a decision as to what is next. Oh, clarity on that. Oh, Queen of Pentacles, yeah. So this has to do with getting stable with our finances. Like there is something that is wavering, and before you let the shit hit the fan financially, heartbreak wise, maybe these cards are just a warning to get your shit in order. Get your shit in order financially, and or connecting with your community and your friends. And then I will do a card, Alice in Wonderland card, the collective for this full moon. Painting the roses red, covering up errors. Oh my God, this seems like so perfect for this. I remember that part in the movie too. Card number 27 went right to it. Would you tell me, please, said Alice a little timidly, why are you painting those roses? 5 and 7 said nothing and looked at 2. 2 began in a low voice. Why, the fact is, you see, miss, this here ought to have been a red rose tree, and we put a white one in by mistake. And if the queen was to find out, she would all have our heads chopped. We all make mistakes. Okay. Every single one of us upon this planet has made a mistake, a misunderstood, or done something that wasn't quite correct, or mixed things up rather terribly. Today, people often complain and want perfection, much like the dreaded queen. They behave as if they have the right to cut people's heads off, to punish them, if they have not carried out their assignment perfectly. The same applies to our soul assignments. Despite what our soul would best enjoy learning, we humans often misunderstand, head off in another direction, and make some rather wonderful mistakes. Thankfully, unlike the queen, our soul will not punish us, but we do need to do some work to make things right. While you may be tempted to cover things up and not be open about what has happened, especially perhaps to yourself, it truly is best to see what can be done. If this relates to you on an everyday level, and you are working for a person who will be unkind or cruel if you do not perform tasks perfectly, then you may need to find a way to peacefully escape the situation. Amen to that. That way, you can enjoy white roses just as they are without fearing of making a mistake or making things even worse because you feel you must cover up and err to avoid punishment. White roses are perfect and lovely and innocent. Do not try to cover up anything within yourself that you feel is not right for fear of being punished or not presenting or behaving to expectation. And that's the thing, guys. We all got to just speak our truth and be authentic with our beliefs and what we feel is correct or true, and not be afraid to speak our truth, because there's always going to be someone that sees things just like you. And the bird of the feather flock together. And if you are not sounding the sound of eccentricity, then no one is going to find you. If you keep hiding from your true self and your beliefs, you're eventually going to attract the wrong people and the wrong partners. And it's best just to be authentic with your beliefs and your heart. And then you can attract that same like energy and your birds of the same feather. So the deviation for this card is working for or being in a relationship with someone who is harsh on those who make mistakes, feeling forced to cover up errors to avoid punishment, fear of mistakes of being discovered, hiding the evidence as the consequence of much harsher than the mistake, feeling that what you need to do to stay safe is no longer reasonable. So we'll end it at that. If there's someone out there that's watching my video that that has a really hard boss or job, and let's say you worked really hard and you let you go, just know that that is a blessing in disguise, and that the universe is setting you up for something so much more fitting for you, that you're going to meet awesome people. And let's just say that you know, you get let go, and God has something waiting for you that's going to pay better, that you're going to enjoy more. And let's say got divorced, or you got, your relationship didn't work out. Maybe you're going to meet someone at that new job. So all these things that could potentially feel like the end of the world and awful is just aligning you with something great. So remember that, this is a very unexpected moon cycle, and there is a lot of room for air, being that Neptune's involved, and Aquarius. Just think back to the eclipse cycle. Remember in 2017, in August, I think it was August 21st, we had that full moon Great American Eclipse across the United States. That is opposing this full moon in Aquarius. So there is a wrap up. There is somewhat of a completion, but some I'd say something that has to do with 2017. 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 4-year cycle. I feel like this is kind of wrapping up. So what have you learned within these last 4 years about yourself and your relationship with others? It could also be your romantic relationships, and what have you contributed to those relationships, and what have you contributed to those relationships that have broken the relationship? What have you learned from those relationships, and what can you carry forward in the future to not make those mistakes again, or just to be a better partner in relationships? And also being a better partner to yourself. And maybe it's that you have fed into relationships that you weren't getting mutual love and respect, and you weren't being valued and you stuck around. It could be that. So just think about what you've learned about yourself and your relationships thus far. And I'm just praying and putting out good energy and vibes for this full moon Aquarius that's happening on August 22nd, this Sunday at, let's see what time, 5 a.m. So make sure your Saturday is filled with awesomeness. Maybe just do something at your house super creative. I'm going to paint my walls. So, yeah, I'll see you next time. Hey, thanks for joining if you're new. Totally subscribe and like my videos and comment, because it really helps more traffic coming to my site so we could spread more good energy and mindfulness, because that's what it's about. Also, I am hosting a workshop. What day this month? So once a month, I host my workshops for learning how to read your astrology birth chart, how to do chart readings. I have a beginning, intermediate, and advanced. There are 3 workshops, so you get all 3 together for $180. If you sign up and pay all together early, like a month prior, then you actually get all 3 workshops for $120. So it's a really great deal. And my workshop will be held in Crockett on August 27th. It's a Friday, and it starts at 7 p.m. So if you're interested and you're in the San Francisco Bay Area and you'd like to join, please reach out. Don't hesitate. Also, if you'd like to support me in any other ways, I have new moon bracelets. I have Moldavite and Tektite bracelets, planetary bracelets, and some zodiac bracelets. I just look up your zodiac chart and I make a bracelet based on your energy for healing and just complete overall, like giving you good energy. And they're beautiful, right? They're super beautiful. And yeah, I hope you guys stay awesome and stay safe. And remember, stay yourself, stay awake, stay healthy, stay mindful, and stay loving and compassionate. Don't separate yourself from others. Whether you're a vax or a no vax, a mask or a no mask, a blue or a red, we're all on this freaking earth, and this is our home, and we're all here to learn the same thing. This is the blue and green planet, how to speak our authentic heart and stop just playing fake. Take off the mask, metaphorically speaking, and speak your truth, because those were the cards, and get wild and weave your destiny. All right.